Haggis of Private McPhee by Robert Service.
Hae you heard what my old mother has posted to me? It fair makes me homesick, says Private McPhee.
And what did she send you, says Private McPhun as he cocked his rifle and blazed at the Hun.
A haggis, says Private McPhee, the brawest big haggis I ever did see. And to think it's the morn when for memory turns to haggis and whiskey, the birthday of Burns. When mon find a dram, then we'll con the rest of the lads, and we'll hae a Burns night with the best.
But ready at sundown, snapped Sergeant McCall. I want you 2 men for the listening patrol. And Private McPhee looked at Private McPhun. I'm thinking my lad were confoundedly done. And Private McPhun looked at Private McPhee. I'm thinking, old chap, it's half wi' your spree. But up spoke their crony wee Willie McNair. Just lay your braw haggis for me to prepare. And as for the dram, if I search the camp round, we mun hae a drappie to just hold it down. So rin, lads, and think though the nicht it be black, or the haggis that's waiting you when you get back. My, but it was wasome in Nabory's land, and the dead they were rotting in every hand, and the rockets like corpse candles haunted the sky, and the winds of destruction went shuddering by. There was scalping of bullets and skirling of shells, and bringing of bombs and 1,000 death nails. But Curry and Doon in their Jack Johnson hole, little fast the 12 men of the listening patrol, for sweeter than honey and bright as a gem was the thought to the haggis that waited for them. Yet alas, in our moments of sunniest cheer, calamities often most cruelly near, and while the twa talked to their poon divine, the Boche below them were howking a mine. And while the twa cracked to the feast they would hae, the fuse it was burning and burning away. When sudden a roar like the thunder of doom, a hell leap of flame, then the wheesht of the tomb.
Oh, Jock, are you hurt it?
Says Private McPhun.
Aye, Geordie, they've got me. I'm fearing I'm done. It's my leg, I'm just thinking it's off at the knee. You'd best gang and leave me,
says Private McPhee. Oh, I'll leave you I wanna, says Private McPhun, and leave you I canna, for though I might run, it's no far I would gang, it's no muckle I'd see. I'm blinded, and that's what's the matter with me. Then Private McPhee sadly shaked his head. We bide here for lang, we'll be biding for dead. And yet, Geordie lad, I could gang well content if I just tasted that haggis my old mother sent. That's droll, says McPhun. You've just speak at my mind. Oh, I ken it's a terrible thing to be blind. And yet it's no that embitters my lot. It's missing that braw muckle haggis you've got. For a while they were silent, then up once again spoke Private McPhee, though he whistled with pain. And why should we miss it? Between you and me, we've legs for to run and with eyes for to see. You lend me your shanks and I'll lend you my sight, and we'll both hae a kite full of haggis tonight. Well, the sky was dour-like and drooping away when Private McPhun grabbed at Private McPhee, of the glower it was feeling and crashing the gun when Private McPhee guided Private McPhun. Keep clear of them corpses, there may be no deed. Hold on, there's a big muckle crater ahead. Look out, there's a sap, we'll be hearing a coup. A star shell, for God's sake, doon lad in your toop. Oh, bear after you're right, oh, you're just staying fine. Before the night's finished, on haggis will dine. There was death and destruction on every hand. There was havoc and horror in Nabory's land, and the shells bickered down with a crump and a glare, and the aimless wee bullets were dinging the air. Yet on they went staggering, couldn't doon when the stuttering cluck o' a Maxim crept round, and the legs of McPhun, they were sturdy and stout, and McPhee and his back kept a bonny lookout. On, my brave lad, we're no far through the goal. I can hear the braw swearing of Sergeant McCall. But strength has its limit, and Private McPhun with a sap and a curse fell his length in the grun.
And Private McPhee shouted down in his ear, "Just think of the haggis. I smell it from here. It's gushing with juice, it's embalming the air. It's steaming for us and we're just about there." And Private McPhee answered, "Damn it, old chap. For the sake of that haggis, I'll gang till I drap." And it gets on his feet with a heave and a strain, and onward he staggers in passion and pain. And the flare and the glare and the fury increase, till you think they've just taken a hell on a lease. And on they go reeling in pitiful plight, and somebody's shouting away on the right, and somebody's running, and now they can hear a sound like a prayer or a sound like a cheer. Then swift through the crash and the flash and the din, the lads of the Highlands are bringing them in.
"They're base sorely wounded, but it is no droll how they rave about haggis," says Sergeant McCall. When hurtling along comes wee Willie McNair, and they all wondered why he was greeting sae sair, and he said, "I just lifted it out of the pot, and there it lay steaming and savoury hot, when sudden I dooked at the fleach of a shell, and it drapped on the haggis and dined it to hell. And oh, but the lads were fair taken aback, when sudden the order was past the attack. And up from the trenches like lions they leapt, and on through the night like a torrent they swept. On with their bayonets, thirsting before, on to the fore with a rush and a roar, and well to the welkin their battle cry rang, and down on the Boche like tigers they sprang. And there was the a man with death in his ee, for he thought of the haggis of Private McPhee."